Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't wanna miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats, you know that we gotta run it back. Whether on the field or the court, you know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.
What's good, everyone? Welcome to another Live Wire Sports Media. I am your guy, Live Wire Sports Media itself. All right, this is a video that I had to really hold off on for a couple of days since it came out, and it's dealing with WNBA player Dearica Hamby. Now, Dearica Hamby is one of the most elite players in the WNBA, but her situation right now, with the WNBA and the Las Vegas Aces is going to heat up a lot of controversy. And it's going to probably be one of the most explosive moments in WNBA history, because Catherine Engelhart, whatever her name is, she's going to have her hands. She's going to have to make decisions that is probably going to be career altering for her and for the Las Vegas Aces. If you don't know what I'm talking about, well, Dearica Hamby had just filed a lawsuit suing the WNBA and the Las Vegas Aces. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then take a look. This is the initial suit right now. The initial suit for going against the Las Vegas Aces and the WNBA. Dearica Hamby, an individual, the plaintiff, versus the WNBA LLC and the Las Vegas Aces Basketball LP, DBA Las Vegas Aces. The complainant, Dearica Hamby, through her attorneys, recorded a law firm of HKM Employee Attorneys LLP, hereby complains the alleged of the following. This is the action for damages arrest for the Title 4 of the chapter the Civil Rights Act of the 1964, and so forth and so on. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, therefore read this part. The court has primary jurisdiction over claims set forth here pursuant to the 20th USC. And additional, this court has supplement jurisdictions over the state laws plaintiff here for pursuit. So she's filing a discrimination lawsuit for her being not this one. I'm gonna get to that part right back. I want to get to that part real quick because it's going to be very, very important for me to clarify what it is. All right. So she has filed a lawsuit against the Aces, basically for intimidation, discrimination, and retaliation that accumulated in January 2003 with the Aces trading Hamby because the star forward was pregnant. Now, a lot of people kept saying that, hey, well, she didn't have no right to sue and all of this and all of that. Well, I'm here to let you know that she does have every bit of the right to do what she needs to do. You know why? Because the fact of the matter is that even though this was a year ago, but if this goes to federal testimony, the players will be in trouble. Rumor has it that Angel Wilson was one of the players that harassed her. And you got to think about it. If you look at Angel Wilson and look at her closely, and I think CFW God on his YouTube channel, he has talked about a lot of stuff like a lot of hatred in the WNBA. He's been following the WNBA for a long time. He's one of the, he's a huge Indiana fan, but he talks a lot of facts. So if you haven't really checked out his channel, you need to check out his channel. He be dropping a lot of gems, a lot of hints. He pointed out something. Angel Wilson is not who you really think she is. You know what I'm saying? Look at her face. You could tell she's sinister. You could tell she's very cunning. We already know about the Caitlin Clark situation in the beginning. You already know that her and Becky Hamby came out there with that lie and said that they're, racist or nobody hating on Caitlin Clark or whatever the case may be. There is. We already know that. We don't even have to go any further to do that. But for what they have done to Dearica Hamby, it's beyond hate. Because guess what? If Dearica Hamby had lost her baby, you would have had a bigger lawsuit on your hand. You know what I'm saying? You intimidate a pregnant woman because you sit here and say this woman had no right to get pregnant under your watch. Who in the hell stops somebody from getting pregnant? You can't stop somebody from getting pregnant. You know what I'm saying? And see, Becky Hammond and the Las Vegas Aces has been under fire for a lot. Talking about, money-wise and how they use their money and all of that stuff. So they got a lot of problems going on there. And the owner, Al Davis Jr., he got a lot of money, but you know that the Vegas Aces was the San Antonio Stars before they moved to Vegas. So, and that's where Dearica Hamby got drafted at first. Now, she did help them win an WNBA title, but, they traded her away. You know what I'm saying? They traded her. They got rid of her, and the thing about it is that right now, a lot of people don't understand what is really going on with the situation. So I'm going to share a light little bit. Dearica Hamby lawsuit against the WNBA and her former team. The Las Vegas Aces involves a complaint filed with the EEOC. The EEOC investigate Hamby's alleged allegations of discrimination and retaliation due to her pregnancy and issued her a notice right to sue in May 2024. Now, this notice is typical given when the EEOC cannot find significant evidence to support a discrimination or retaliation claim or when mediation fails. So you think about it. Did they have any mediation? You know what I'm saying? Or there was any evidence? Okay, if it's not, no mediation, and they couldn't reach a certain agreement doing mediation and understanding why, then yeah, all else fails, then the EEOC steps in. So it grants Hamby the right to file a lawsuit in federal court, which she did in August 12th of this year. So therefore, Hamby lawsuit is indeed an EEOC lawsuit, and it stems from the initial complaint filed with the EEOC and involves a sequential lawsuit in federal court based on the EEOC notice of right to sue. So she has every bit of right to sue, no matter what. See, people don't understand that. And if you're not into twine with law a little bit, look, I do have a law background a little bit, so I understand. So look, when it comes down to discrimination, any form of discrimination, you know what I'm saying? And if there's any sequential evidence, a little bit, it's going to be big trouble. And if they can't reach a certain decisions, because you got to think, the Vegas Aces end up suspending Becky Hammond for 2 games. That's peanuts. I could take this all the way back into my Washington Commanders when Dan Snyder, that he came on Dan Snyder for what he did. He had discrimination. He was sexual harassing cheerleaders, female workers, and everybody like that. He tried to clean it up by firing certain people, personnel in the team, and it didn't. And it kept leading to more stuff coming out with him until he eventually ended up selling the team. Now, can it get to this point with the Aces? Could be, because you got to think Tom Brady is a minority owner. Al Davis there. Now, if this loss, now what is going to happen once it gets to federal court and it goes into a trial? Everybody's going to be getting called up there. You know what I'm saying? You got to think, whoever's been on the Las Vegas Aces at the time, definitely going to be Kelsey Plum, definitely is going to be Asia Wilson, and damn sure is going to be Becky Hammond. And her comments, her phone call to Dearica Hamby is going to be crucial, because they're going to look at her like, well, how can you determine when a person should be pregnant or when not pre-pregnant, or say, oh, you did this? So the fact of the matter is that they did this to her is making them look bad. And then I'm gonna tell you this. So during that time of when they questioned them, you can hear how well they didn't even stand up for Dearica Hamby. They really backed Becky Hammond. I'm gonna let y'all listen to this real quick. I'm gonna play the long version. So you got Asia Wilson talking, and then you got Kelsey Plum, and then I'm gonna come back and dive into what I see from them.
And I will say, you know, it is one of the things that it's amazing when verdicts come back and no one is happy. And I think that just shows a poor level of leadership and a poor process on the investigation.
My biggest thing is making sure that this does not become a distraction, because at the end of the day, we're going to be, we're for Becky. We're for anyone. Like, that's for us. Well, we're going to play for her no matter what. It's going to be tough to be without her, of course, those couple of games, but we still have to go out there and be us through and through, and continue to make sure that we put the correct product out there, because that's what people want to see. And that's pretty much my take on it.
It doesn't matter. Anytime your name's on the scroll, or anytime you see your name, anything could pop up. You know, I think all of us have been there. I mean, it sucks. So I think it's just showing support. And, you know, just I know a number of us players have reached out and just been like, you know, we love you, we care about you, and, you know, we're going to represent you in the best way that we can.
If you really look at them, if you really pay attention to that and look at them, you can tell they know something. There ain't no way that Candace Parker, the way Candace Parker responded, it told me a whole lot right then and there. And that just that few ass minutes that they knew something. You know what I'm saying? You can see Asia Wilson looking like, yeah, you know what it is. You know, we holding down Becky Hammond. You know, she's loyal to Becky Hammond. You know what I'm saying? You could tell her smugness, the way she carried herself. She thinks her shit don't stink. You know what I'm saying? And this is how the Aces carry themselves in the league. They think they shit don't stink. You know what I'm saying? Becky Hammond's attitude, think her shit don't stink. You know what I'm saying? She wants to be a bully, but at the same time, this bulliness is going to cost you. Because guess what? If the Aces, this lawsuit, I don't have no doubt in my mind that Dearica Hamby is going to win this lawsuit. And what it's going to do, it's probably going to set a precedent for what also may have been going on in the league as a totality. Because guess what? A lot of y'all have forgotten about the Skylar Diggins situation. Skylar Diggins went through the same exact thing with the Mercury. Almost the same exact thing with the Phoenix Mercury. You remember, her and Diana Taurasi did not get along. You know what I'm saying? And then she was in being out of the league, and then I think for a little bit, I don't want to misquote anything, and then she signed with the Seattle Storm. So, and if this Dearica Hamby situation kicks off another lawsuit against the WNBA with Skylar Diggins, you know what I'm saying? Because she was pregnant also. She had a kid. She couldn't use the facilities either. If this other lawsuit comes out, another lawsuit against the WNBA comes into play, this is where I wish David Stern was alive. Because David Stern probably would have had the guts to fire Kathy Engelberg. You know what I'm saying? Fire her, because she's not a great commissioner for the league. The WNBA need a commissioner that's going to stand up to stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? not embed certain players, favor coaches or whatever the case might be. And see, this part right here just came out where they got Dearica on rival. Now, Dearica Hamby probably will play on rival, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, how will this affect her now that her lawsuit comes out? You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of coincidental that they put her apart on rival with this, knowing that she has a lawsuit. The thing about this is, I'm not going to go into much of the legal standpoint, but everybody with a right mind can understand what discrimination, intimidation is, especially when it comes down to a pregnant woman. Once she announced that she was pregnant, and y'all decided to say, you know what, hey, we're not gonna pay for her funding, her housing no more. She's gonna have to find somewhere else. Y'all didn't even tell her. Then she's calling and say, hey, y'all y'all gotta make payments or whatever. Y'all ain't did that. Y'all said, oh, we working on it. Then all of a sudden, this girl get traded. You know what I'm saying? See, the thing about it is, whatever you do in the dark definitely comes out to light. I suspect this situation to really, 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 really put a nail into the WNBA. And if I was Adam Silver and they lose this lawsuit, it's gonna cost the WNBA and more money. Guess what? It could cost the Las Vegas Aces draft picks. It could cost Becky Hammond her job, which she should be fired. Because guess what? This ain't no different than what Cheryl Swoops did. This ain't no different than what Cheryl Swoops did. She did it at a collegiate level. This is at a professional level. And Cheryl Swoops is allowed to work in the WNBA. See, this stuff like this needs to be cleaned up all across the board. It should be where you cannot do stuff like this. And if you did this to her, you damn sure don't deserve to have a job. Me personally, now, I think this lawsuit is going to carry out to after the season. It's not going to be something that's going to happen right then and there because they still got to play the season. But I think after the season, you're going to hear this stuff come out. You're going to probably see what's going to happen. They're going to try to settle with Dearica as much as can. But if I was Dearica, I would say, hey, I want her kicked out the league. I want Becky Hammond kicked out the league. You know what I'm saying? I want to, because they, like I said, they going to have witnesses there. Now, for what the Las Vegas Aces came out and said, and this would be per Carly Lawson Freeman, she said the statement from the Aces organization came out and said, as an organization, we continue to stand behind our statement on May 16, 2023, made at the conclusion of the WNBA's investigation into this matter. Given that this is an ongoing litigation, the Aces will have no further comment at this time. Now, because guess what? It's in the federal court hands. So you can't talk about it. Now, before Asia Wilson, Candace Parker, and Kelsey Plum, they was able to speak on it because it wasn't in the federal court's hands. You know what I'm saying? And they felt like the WNBA made a decision on this situation, so they was able to speak up, say, oh, we here for Becky Hammond, we support Becky Hammond. But they ain't say nothing about the player. Now they can't say anything at all. You know what I'm saying? So this is something that I'm going to monitor closely because at the end of the day, I want to see how this goes. I want to continue to watch the situation, So the page of this lawsuit is kind of long, but I'm going to read 53, 54, and 55 of the statement real quick. On March 6, 2023, 23, the plaintiff gave birth to her son, Legend. On about April 28, 2003, the plaintiff timely reported to training camp for the Los Angeles Sparks and began preseason play. Plaintiff did not miss any required time with the Sparks as a result of her pregnancy. Plaintiff went on to play in 40 games for the Sparks, not missing one single game. So if the Sparks was able to accommodate her, after her son, and she didn't miss no time, why the hell the Vegas Aces couldn't do that? If you look at the Fever, they just dealt with that with Katie Lou Samuelson, who still, was getting her body back in shape at the beginning of the season. She didn't miss no time. And Chrissy Sides, shout out to you, for acknowledging and say, hey, she just became a mom. So you gotta think, she's still trying to get her body back in shape. Her body's not in basketball shape. She probably trained, but it's not in physical shape like it needs to be. So if anybody knows about carrying a baby, hell, I, as a father, I know what it's like for a female to carry a baby, and what kind of toll it does to their body. Their body goes through a lot of changes. Their body takes on a lot of stress, and don't need to be under a lot of stress. And when you have a woman that's in a stressful environment, in a hostile environment, it could do all kind of could do a lot of things. And if by any means, like I said before in the top of this video, if Dearica Hamby had lost her baby, let me tell you something, man. The WNBA probably would not exist. I'm trying to tell you. Because Catherine Engelberg, she would have got fired. Becky Hammond, the Vegas Aces probably would have been sued. So much money. I mean, it would have got ugly, very ugly, very quick. And so I want to read this other little piece right here real quick. It says the WNBA is at its core a workplace. A federal law has long shielded pregnant women from discrimination on the job. The world champion Aces exiled Dearica Hamby for becoming pregnant, and the WNBA responded with a light tap on the wrist. Hamby's attorney said, every potential mother in the league is now on notice that childbirth could change their career prospects overnight. That can't be right in one of the most prosperous, dominant women's sports in America. So therefore, let me tell you something. So now, the league is run by the L community, and some of them do have girlfriends that's playing the league that eventually could get pregnant. Now, how the organizations handle the situation is going to be very telling, because this right here is going to shed so much light, bring out so much darkness in this out of this league. And like I said, I think the WNBA commissioner should lose her job. I think she should lose her job, because you can see how incompetent she is. She's very incompetent. She acts like she doesn't take anything serious. She doesn't. You look at how they handle the Caitlin Clark situation since Caitlin Clark came in the league. You know what I'm saying? And you look at how Angel Reese got chokeslammed, and they keep saying that, well, the league is physical. No, you allow the league to be physical. The league don't have to be as physical like that. You're trying to play bully ball. You look at how Alyssa Thomas plays. She throws her shoulder in, chucks the play. That's not basketball. You know what I'm saying? You that's not basketball. But like I said, Kathy Engelberg needs to lose her job over this. Her, Becky Hammond, they need to lose their job over this, because there ain't no damn way. And I'm sure Kathy Engelberg has kids. I don't know about Becky Hammond. I don't know, I know she's on that lifestyle. But can you imagine me or you out there that's Dearica Hamby is your girlfriend, your wife, and you have to sit by and see her go through this, knowing that your unborn child could be at risk, the mother of your child could be at risk, because think about it, in complicated situations, like I said before, in hostile situations like that, anything can happen. The child could be at risk. Dearica Hamby's life could have been at risk if she had complications with her pregnancy. There are so many different things. And this is why in sports, you should not condemn a woman for being pregnant. She's giving new life to her family. You know what I'm saying? What if everybody, and me personally, I think Skylar Diggins should file a lawsuit for what happened to her in Phoenix. Because if I'm reading correct, I think she's probably is as well. Because this kind of narcissistic behavior with the WNBA needs to be put to the end. It needs to stop. It needs to be put to the end, and heads need to roll. Period. Point blank. Period. Like I said, I already gave my example of some of the situation from the Washington Commanders. A team that I cover. You know, my team that I cover also, and we've seen this. So this kind of behavior has to be exploited. It has to be where there got to be a message sent for it. And to me, I don't know what the fine gonna be. I don't know what the punishment gonna be. But if they, well, I ain't know if they gonna, you know, all of this is alleged. So I don't want to say it's proven or whatever. But all of this alleged. But these alleged allegations against the league and the Aces becomes true, and Dearica wins her lawsuit. Let me tell you. And another note too. Why do you think Dearica Hamby play hard against the Aces? Why do you think when she's on the floor against the Aces, she plays to beat them? I think that the Sparks beat them twice this year. One with Cameron Brink, and I think one without Cameron Brink. Why do you think Dearica Hamby has a chip on her shoulder when she plays them? Just pay attention. Anyway, this is your boy Live Wire Sports Media. This story is far from over. Just stay locked in. You know, I'll bring you the news. But until then, you know what it is.
Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live Wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't want to miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats. You know that we gotta run it back, whether on the field or the court. You know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.